Hello, I'm Chris Godborough and welcome to this vlog about City of the Damned, just a sort of general release vlog. I'm going to talk a bit about overall how the development was, what the game is if you've not seen any of the other vlogs, and just generally just chat about the release and talk about it. So City of the Damned is a noir interactive fiction game with adventure and RPG elements. Just released it for PC, Mac, mobile and Android, but have to still work out a few little niggly things with that build at the minute. But you can download it already for desktop, PC and Mac. It's the pre-alpha version at the minute. There are still probably a few bugs to catch in the build, so we're just going through that at the minute. So it's basically a game where you play a paranormal detective. You can go to this fictional city of New Vienna. There's been a disaster, well not a disaster really, but more of a pandemic called the Blight, which is sort of a plague which has turned many people into sort of flesh-eating, sort of insane, almost like zombies. And you've been invited to New Vienna by this figure called Rasputin, who's a shadowy, mysterious figure to you. You don't know exactly who it is. And that's how you start the game. You go in and you can choose a gun, and it's like basically a choose your own adventure story, like the old classic choose your own adventure stories of old. You make choices. There is also an RPG element too, so like I said, you can choose a specific gun, which pluses and minuses. Like the Endor hand cannon, for example, is a very powerful gun, but you've got a limited chamber of bullets at first. The magic dragon's more faster but less strength, so which makes sense. And then the actual statistics for the player are similar to D&D, so you've got Constitution, Stealth. You can also get different abilities from reading books. So there's like a part of the mechanics of the game is that you can read books to gain certain strengths and disadvantages. The story is a typical sort of Gothic lit one, I suppose. There are Gothic elements in the storytelling, but it also combines science fiction too with horror elements because it's set in the future, obviously. Like I said, it's set about 100 years in the future, roughly. Yeah, basically 100 years in the future. Where the world is sort of a half ruined world. It's set in a European style, obviously somewhat like Vienna. European city, but the city's sort of in degradation, and that comes into the game, the gameplay itself, of course, and it's tied in with a plot, of course, which I won't go into too much. Like I said, you can download the desktop versions; they're already available. I've not had the ability to test the Mac version, but I'm pretty sure it should work, and I'm getting somebody to check that very shortly. I'd be interested if anyone buys and plays, obviously review the game. There will be another patch coming out pretty soon. I just need to establish and figure out what the main bugs are that can be identified at present. I'll drop the itch.io link below, which is the main page for downloading the game. It costs about £8, which I think is fair. It took me quite a long time to build this, took me about a year. There is replayability in the game. You can play it many different times and get different results. You get like a stats page at the end of the game, which sort of gives you an analysis of how you played the game as well, whether you were good, whether you're evil. Certain different flags get triggered as well if you do certain things. So there's that too. So there's a lot of replayability actually in the game. Yeah, I mean, sure you could complete all of it in probably, if you're good, 40 minutes or maybe 30. But you could also play it again and play the opposite morality, where you could do something completely crazy, see what happens. So there's, all in all, I'd say is probably about 2 or 4 hours of gameplay if you want to play every scenario out that you could play. In terms of the actual developing the mechanics, I sort of went with, like I said, like a mixture of a choose your own adventure story with the light RPG elements, and I tried to just make those RPG elements a bit more involved than Noir Nights, which was the previous interactive fiction game we made with Twine. I made this game with Twine as well, also, so that's if you've seen the other dev vlogs, you'll know that. But I've been building it with Twine, And then for the actual app building, I'll be using a variety of things: Electron, Cordova, etc. But that's like unnecessary technical detail probably for most of you. Anyway, check it out. If you're into detective fiction, definitely if you're into noir, you'll find something to enjoy here. I'll be playing a few clips as I'm talking here, but yeah, I think if you enjoy noir, experimental fiction, especially if you like interactive fiction, role-playing games, if you like something like Vampire the Masquerade, I think you'll also enjoy this game. It has the gothic horror elements too. So yeah, please check it out, buy it, talk about it, review it if you like, feedback on it. Like I said, it's £8 on itch.io. And yeah, download it and check it out, I guess.